asked myself, like, what impact is this going to have on the WNBA? That's what they're turning Caitlin Clark into, a woke monster. Far more difficult for me to watch at this point.
What is up, world? Welcome back. Caitlin Clark is losing a lot of fans as of lately, as Jason Whitlock comes out and calls her a woke monster. Make sure you guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, thumbs up, like the video. Let's go.
That's what they're turning Caitlin Clark into, a woke monster. Caitlin, if you do these things, say these things, adopt these positions, we'll leave you alone. No one else is going to try to poke your eye out. We'll quit talking about you in this way, and you'll have some peace. Now, they've lied to her, and she'll find this out shortly.
Not too bad of a take there, guys. You got to remember, man, and I made a video about this a few days ago. Caitlin Clark, I don't know if this was business decision, if her team told her this was good for her brand, but there's a lot of businesses that buy into the whole, woke movement, the whole DEI, the whole 9 yards, right? And I also said that Caitlin Clark is tired of being an enemy. I think that this 22-year-old young phenom is stressed. I think that she's stressed. She's tired of being hated by black women in the WNBA. And like Jason Whitlock said, she'll soon find out that they lied to her, because I don't think that it's going to stop. Women are something else. Any woman that is not in the position of you, Caitlin Clark, they're going to forever hate you. I just made the video about Cheryl Swoops. She literally still wants to not give Caitlin Clark credit. And now that Caitlin Clark has done this, you have to be careful about dancing with the devil. Because anytime there's a movement, anytime there's a black person murdered or wrongfully convicted, they're going to expect you, Caitlin Clark, a 23-year-old, they're going to expect you to be, leading the eulogy out there on the front lines, because you have endorsed it. So I hope Caitlin Clark understands that part of becoming this woke monster is you probably have bitten off more than you can chew. Now, I'm still going to be a Caitlin Clark fan, but I do feel like this is going to add even more stress to Caitlin Clark and her NBA career and off-court, life, because you were better when you were more neutral, because that way people could feel how they want to feel and still admire you for who you are. And I'll make a video about this too, about the NBA ratings. This is a huge reason why the NBA ratings have plummeted. And this is supposed to be the time right now for the WNBA to be building their league up. But with so much controversial about black and white and, politics being involved, it's going to diminish it even, less than what it is now. So I don't know what to call this. I hope that this can just be, blown over. But I got a feeling, man, that this is the beginning of something that might be bad.
Stop. These angry lesbians, the black ones in particular, are going to continue to try to destroy her. Period. End of story. Just out of just pure jealousy.
But I tell you guys, out of pure jealousy, they don't care. They don't give a crap, Caitlin Clark. They want your money. They want your fame. They want your success. And a lot of them just don't like the fact that you're white. Black people can be racist. Black people can be racist. I hate when people say black people can't be racist, but any other race can be racist. It's just ridiculous.
She thinks, and she's been promised, that they've made peace. And so they framed up this whole thing. Now, here's what you need to do, Caitlin. You got to be like Megan Rapinoe. You got to hop on board with all the messaging and lean into speaking on this stuff. Blacks and gays. That's it. And a lot of the blacks avoid it, and many of the gays avoid it. They just want to have gay sex and be left alone. And so I imagine she's going to continue to educate and get better at that as well. In today's world, people will use you if you don't speak about your own feelings and thoughts. So by getting more comfortable and confident in your voice, you can eliminate that.
This is what I don't get. How is it fair to any athlete to be forced to use their voice for things that may not be in their best interest? I made the video, guys. This is a small time girl, obviously probably a lot more privileged than, a lot of people in black communities. probably more privileged than a lot of people in Caucasian communities. If you are not used to these type of battles and back and forth wars, why is it a problem to remain silent? I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand and I don't agree. But hey, Caitlin Clark has jumped off into the deep end, and I surely hope you can swim. I do, man, because this thing is about to get crazy.
Entire argument, Caitlin. If you go woke and you just repeat these talking points, that's what athletes do. Don't you remember John Elway and Larry Bird and every other athlete and Kevin McHale and Rambo? I used to be good friends with Derek Thomas. I didn't hear him speaking on important political issues. They had to give Magic Johnson AIDS before he would ever say anything about anything important.
And that's what I miss about sports. Like I said, guys, the NBA ratings are tanking. When you decide to do so many things, politics, going woke, telling people or trying to basically make people vote for who you want to vote for, that sours and muddies the game. So I do appreciate that back then this was a non-factor. A lot of people crushed Michael Jordan because he made the, statement that Republicans buy Jordans too. That is very much true. Everybody buys shoes. So why do you want him to go out there and mess up his money? And I totally understand that. Now, if I'm a very sensitive, emotional person and I want the whole world to look at things the way I do, I would have a problem with Michael Jordan. But because I am not, I have no problem with Michael Jordan, right? So bring sports back to that time, bring that energy back. And I just don't think that it's going to be happening with these commissioners. You got Kathy and you got Adam Silver, and they both are, player commissioners. They don't believe in keeping stuff traditional, black and white, and keeping things basketball.
Caitlin, they just scared her into it. They've created a woke monster, and that's what this entire story is about. And ask myself, what impact is this going to have on the WNBA? Far more difficult for me to watch at this point. Far more difficult.
Now I gotta say this. Hear me out. Am I a Caitlin Clark fan? Yes. But I don't even like when black athletes do this, so I have to keep the same energy with Caitlin Clark. I don't know if I'm that much interested in Caitlin Clark like I was, because I feel like you did something that you did not have to do. I mean, sports is the one place where you have an outlet to not think about foolish or, the things going on in the world. You come together in harmony, putting fans against other fans because of this take, that take, this color, this gender. That's a non-factor in sports. But the sports world has become so political. It's just ruining everything for me. And I made several videos saying I'd rather watch the WNBA versus the NBA because the NBA became more woke, more political. But this is the same monster I'm dealing with in the WNBA. So I may as well take a backseat from this as well. But that can change. You know what I'm saying? Because I do like Caitlin Clark as a person. I like her energy. I just feel like in this point in time, she's left with no options. She's trying everything to just keep her sanity and focus on basketball. But in exchange, you lose people, and you have to be prepared for that, and you have to understand that that's going to happen. But we'll see.
I've seen a bunch of other people say that, and hey, they're done. They're out on Caitlin Clark. But that's those of us in the media space that follow this really quickly. Very closely. What about the rest? What about kids that have all become Caitlin Clark fans? They got the posters up. They follow her. They got them. Little girls going, Mommy, I want to go see Caitlin Clark play. What's Mommy gonna do?
And that's something I want to ask you all. If you are a Caitlin Clark fan, please let me know in the comment section. How do you plan on supporting Caitlin Clark from this point going forward? Are you still a fan? I must admit, I'm still a fan, okay? Maybe in my feels a little bit, but I still like Caitlin Clark, man, because I understand that she's in a tough place, a rock and a hard place right now. But I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? You got kids that look up to Caitlin Clark. Are you an aspiring basketball player that wants to model your game after Caitlin Clark? How do you feel about this? Or maybe you're not even old enough to elaborate on. I think regardless, she's still going to have a nice fan base. I think that she probably will have to win some of her fans over. But you guys let me know what y'all think.
This culture, this WNBA, it's so undefeated. And the timing of this article and the turning of Caitlin Clark into a woke monster, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Indiana Fever fired Christy Sides and hired Stephanie White. Stephanie White did what Caitlin Clark did. Grew up in Indiana, went to an Indiana State University, Purdue University, led the team to a national championship, but I think the team lost one game. Carolyn Peck was their coach. And then she went on to play at the Indiana Fever. This was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. And Stephanie White married some dude named Brent McCarty, and that lasted about 4 years. She partnered up with some woman named Michelle. They figured out a way through scissoring or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they let some dude come in and bang both of them. I don't know. But they figured out a way to have kids. Her and Michelle. 3 kids.
Wow.
And now Stephanie White is partnered up with another woman, Lisa Salters, the ESPN sideliner. The WNBA process.
Wow.
Is undefeated.
Now you can see from stuff like this why Caitlin Clark just wants a peace treaty. I mean, I had no idea. Not knocking it, not against it, but when you get rid of a man and you replace your man with 2 women back to back, this league isn't meant for heterosexual females. I'm sorry. Y'all, they just don't fit in. After seeing this, like, I'm a bit perplexed, guys. I'm a bit perplexed but hey, you can't beat them, join them. And maybe that may be the end of Caitlin Clark there. But guys, like, there's no escape to becoming a woke monster when you sign up to be a WNBA player in that league. Like, Caitlin Clark not getting around this. You got to make peace with these girls because at the end of the day, the league is 98% bisexual, LGBT, and there's no way for Caitlin Clark to flourish without the support of these type of women. So
that culture of lesbians and that sex tour of lesbians, that gay pride tour of lesbians, it's undefeated.
Dude, Jason do not like the LGBTQ community. It seems like he doesn't like the WNBA. Now, Jason Whitlock is a traditional Christian conservative man for the most part. If you've been following his channel, he does believe in biblical beliefs, and any chance he gets to throw smut on the WNBA, he's gonna do this. This dude is letting it go though.
Stephanie White was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark, and now she's Caitlin Clark's coach. What a coincidence. It's someone who's already been through the process, already been turned out, already been made to grab a belt loop. Hey, them little small town values you had in Indiana, them little small town values you had at Purdue, welcome to the WNBA. Grab a girlfriend, reject your heterosexuality, reject your biblical worldview, and join us here in lesbian.
I'm gonna close with that, but I do got one question. Do we think that Caitlin Clark may turn the page and eventually give in to what's being pushed towards her? Do we feel like this is the first step of Caitlin Clark being turned out? I mean, we know that she has a boyfriend, longtime boyfriend. I think his name is Connor. He seems like a cool guy. But this coach here was married, left her husband to start a life with a woman. And I'm starting to wonder now. This is going to be something that I keep my finger on and my eye on as well. And that's very interesting because Caitlin Clark has already started to take the steps. So let me know what y'all think. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thumbs up. Like the video. Peace.
Yeah.